Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys figure review. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the Deluxe R2-D2 based off his appearances in the original trilogy. Now this is meant to represent, as I said, R2 from the original trilogy, being either Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, or A New Hope. There are accessories sprinkled in that you could really technically get more than one of these and fudge them into whichever display you'd like to go with. Now of course Hot Toys did release their sequel Trilogy R2 quite some time ago, and don't worry, we will be comparing them both in this review. Either way, if you do want to pick up your very own Deluxe R2, he is in stock and up for pre-order right now with Philip Liu from Toys Wonderland HK. The link for that is down in the description below, and the link to Philip's brand new website, toyswonderland.com, with a whole bunch more functionality, including PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay, American Express. You can switch the currencies between Hong Kong dollars and US dollars if you're one of the people who got confused by the Hong Kong dollar price point. The link for that, as I said, is down below. Also check out the pre-order for the CW Flash. Currently, for the second batch pre-order price, it's cheaper than Sideshow Collectibles, coming in at $227 US. Link down below. What we're going to do now is get all of R2's accessories out here and take a look at everything he comes with. And here we have all of the bits and pieces that come with R2. Now they weren't kidding when they called this the Deluxe. As you can see, he comes with pretty much everything that you've seen pop out of him in the movie, all the little arms, all the little bits and pieces, and don't worry, we're going to take a look at each and every single one. This piece right here is the little radar dish thing that pops out of his dome. You can actually either plug this in, or you can use that same slot to plug in the Return of the Jedi Luke lightsaber. Now this lightsaber looks to be pretty much exactly the same as the one that came with the figure. You can see it even has the hole in the top there if you did want to install the blade. So this is pretty much an identical piece, painted really nicely. It does have a nice silver finish. It's not as metallic as I think it could be, but it definitely does the job. Now he also does come with two of these arms. There are a couple of these pieces that plug in, and then there are a couple that are on magnets. These right here are on magnets, and they do have little joints in them, so you can articulate the arms. They are very small and very flimsy. Do be careful when you are articulating the arms, but I'm really glad that you can move them around. The paintwork also looks really good. There's a nice sort of wash over each and every single one of these pieces that brings out a little bit of age, because of course at this point R2 definitely has gone through the wars just a little bit. It also does come with some of these pieces that are again magnetic, and all of these, I should say most of them, are on little hinges so you can move them around. And this piece right here does have a real metal spike. This piece is metal. There are a couple of pieces that do have more metallic pieces, and I will point them out. Now I really do like the paintwork on this guy right here. Very nice sort of dry brushing of the silver throughout, and that blue really does pop quite nicely. Now he also does come with this piece right here. Now you have to forgive me, I don't remember what each and every single one of these do. I don't actually know if anyone does, but do let me know down in the comments below what each and every single one. I'll maybe do it in chronological order of how I've looked at it. This piece right here looks pretty darn good, painted quite nicely again. Another little joint at the bottom, and it is a magnet in order to attach it to R2 himself. He does come with his little gripper right here. It isn't extendable, it doesn't move except for this piece down here. Again, painted really nicely. I do appreciate the little pop of gold on there. I know that's not really down to Hot Toys design, but more the movie design. They do have a habit of doing that, but I guess no one's really going to have them displayed lying flat in a light box. But still, if you do have them displayed in front of him, be aware that they will magnetize to each other. And we just have this little spiky piece right here. I really do like this one. It looks really, really good. I'm struggling to remember when he used this piece. Do remind me down in the comments below, but I do like that this one does have a hinge as well. So you can definitely get it sort of articulating and maybe have him emoting just a little bit with those pieces. He does come with this one as well, which is like a multi-barreled little piece right here. Do like the look of this one as well. Looks really good, painted really nicely. The paintwork throughout all of these is really nice and clean and very uniform throughout, so it does look like a piece that would pop out of R2. This looks like his little welding gun, again painted really nicely. I do like how it does have a little bit of the silver paint showing through, so it's like the black has worn away. That's a really nice attention to detail. I'm pretty sure that's movie accurate as well, so I do appreciate them putting that on there. And the metal underneath, or I should say the silver underneath, does look really nice and metallic. And the arm here is a real metal arm as well, so I do appreciate that. Now we're almost through all the little arms and bits and pieces. This piece right here, I'm pretty sure is the key thing that he plugs in and sort of swivels it around to open doors and stuff. Painted really nicely again. I do like the little dots on there, and it does have a little bit more weathering towards the base. Not sure why that would be, other than the fact that it's sort of inside him and moving around. I guess that could be why there's a little bit more wear and tear on the bottom, but still, I really do like that one. And then he does come with this. I'm pretty sure it's his little taser piece. Again, it looks really, really nice. I do actually appreciate this one. This one might be one that I display, depending on where I actually put him. I don't know if he's going to be going with the A New Hope crew, Empire Strikes Back crew? I don't actually know, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, this piece right here, do be careful when you're taking it out of the box. I actually sliced myself on this blade because it is a real metal blade, and these points are rather sharp, so do be careful. I do like the paintwork and detail on it. It spins around quite nicely, and on the other side, there's a really nice level of dry brushing. This one is actually one of the ones that plug in. So as I said, some of them plug in and some of them are magnetized. Now, he does come with the little data disc thing. This does just slot into his dome. It does have a little stopping point, so don't worry, you won't lose this inside your R2. This does feel like it's made out of a pretty flimsy sort of cardboard, so do be careful with this. It's not plastic, I don't think. It could be a really lightweight plastic, but in my opinion, this feels like cardboard. He then comes with the restraining bolt. Again, it is a little magnet on the outside there, and you do just plug it or adhere it to his body. Now, this piece right here is a little bit of a letdown for me. I thought when I saw this wire and this plug, I thought, wow, that'd be a really awesome opportunity for Hot Toys to plug this into R2 and have this light up. Lo and behold, though, it is battery operated, and don't worry, I do have the door. I just left it off so that I could take the batteries out after this review, but as you can see, it does light up quite nicely, but I would have really liked, it would have been a really show-stopping moment for me to plug this into R2 and it lit up. Unfortunately, not the case. Something that I think is a little bit of a missed opportunity. Still, I do like the fact it lights up, but I really would have liked to see this plug in and then this piece right here light up. The batteries are a little bit cumbersome, and that's going for pretty much all of these accessories, or I should say, this one right here, this one right here, this one, and then R2 himself. These, of course, don't require any batteries, but they're a little bit cumbersome to install. Either way, he does come with this little base for Princess Leia, and it does have a light up effect, as you can see. That is when it's on, and then, of course, you can switch it off as well. And then, of course, you can pop Princess Leia on top of it, and it does light up quite nicely. It's a little bit flimsy. I wouldn't have minded if they'd sort of found a way to have a key section so she could just slot in quite nicely instead of flopping around, but as you can see, she definitely does go in there, and the paintwork and detail on this piece is quite nice. A really nice level of weathering throughout. I'm pretty sure the table was a little bit bigger though. I would have liked a bit of a bigger table, but I guess you could use the one that came with Episode 3 Obi-Wan if you wanted to. Still, I do appreciate that we are getting this. Now let's take a look at the Leia holograms. They do look really nice. The likeness is actually pretty good for something so tiny. I don't know if I should say this, but I really do think the likeness is better than some pieces that we've gotten from Sideshow in the past. They do look really, really good. I know a lot of people are going to give me some flack for saying that, but no, they do look just that damn good. The paintwork's really nice and clean. The sculpt is definitely there. I do think they look like Carrie Fisher, I should say, just in really miniaturized size, and I really do appreciate how good they look. And then the final piece he does come with is, of course, his remote. Batteries are already installed and ready to go for when we get R2 himself out here. Either way, that was a lot of accessories. What we're going to do now is get R2 himself out here and take a closer look. And here we have R2-D2 himself, and he looks absolutely fantastic. So let's take a look at the paintwork first, then we'll go through the lights and sounds, and then we'll go through attaching all of the accessories. But as you can see, the paintwork on him looks phenomenal. I love his metal dome. It's really nice and brushed and has a real metallic look, of course, because it is die-cast, and the paintwork looks amazing. All the little pitting and wear and tear in the metal, it looks like a proper metal dome, which again, of course, it is. Now, the paintwork on the body is also really nice. There's a nice level of wear and tear in little strategic places, like the feet, there's a little bit more, in the joints, there's a little bit more, around the back, in these little crevices. It's really nicely done and very strategic, and I really do appreciate that. Now, in order to activate his third leg, you just push it, and then you can pull it out all the way, and then it really does secure quite nicely, and it articulates as well. And to put it away, you just push it right back in. Really nice and simple, and I can't really imagine them doing it any other way. Now, in order to activate the lights and sounds, he does come with his remote. The R activates the lights, and then the W activates the sounds. Do make sure you're putting the infrared portion towards his eye, because that's where the receiver is. Either way, one click will activate his holographic projector, and then another click will activate his flashing red and blue light, and then that piece on the side, which, might I add, looks absolutely fantastic. You can also see a light on the top there, and a light on the back, and then this piece is flashing, that piece is flashing. This is awesome. I totally love it. I'm in love with the lights and sounds on this R2. It looks absolutely amazing. And then the sounds are fantastic as well. Let's activate some of them as well. Here we go. And I think that one is my all-time favorite. As you can see, this guy actually does have a lot of different sound effects, and they vary in length as well. I have to say, the sound quality is really good, which sounds ridiculous coming out of a Hot Toys collectible, but no, the sound quality is actually really good and very believable. I do like the fact that they've included it. I know I rant and rave about having to put batteries in my figures, but no, I do actually appreciate them popping those features in. Either way, let's take a look at the rest of the features on R2. Now, in order to actually install the Return of the Jedi Luke lightsaber, you do just slide the panel out of the way, and then you can slide the lightsaber in. Now, it is a little bit spring-loaded, as you can see. You can push it in all the way, but then it gets a little bit stuck. So I'm not actually going to opt to do that, but that is totally something you can do when you get your own figure. Now, I'm going to use the magnet on some of these arms to activate the doors. Of course, you don't actually have to use those pieces that you're using to open it. You use the correct accessories, like this radar piece right here, which I think looks really, really good. Really do appreciate them including this little radar piece, and then closing that up, he does have his little camera sight thing, which does pop up, and then it's really firm in order to actually get it in place, and then it's not sort of flopping around. You can articulate it quite nicely, but it's not actually falling down, or it doesn't feel flimsy, I should say. Really do appreciate that piece right there. Paintwork is really nice. These do look like glossy little cameras, which I do appreciate, and then to put it away, you just push it back into the body. Now, it does have two doors. He's got one door there and one door there that you can attach his accessories to. So let's open it up, and as you can see, it's actually a flat panel in there, which means that when you install the arms, they can sort of go wherever you like, as long as there's a magnet there to support it, and then you can sort of put stuff wherever you want it. I know there are screen accurate places to put this stuff. I'm not really across every single one of them, but you can have yours displayed however you like. That's the freedom of the Deluxe R2, because he does come with so many accessories. As you can see, you can plug that piece in right there. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to have this piece on the other side, so then he can be sort of operating on stuff. I really do like the fact that they included that, and the dome can close up again quite nicely. Now, he does also have these front panel pieces which do open up. These are a little bit tricky to get to. Unfortunately, there's no sort of magnetic opening on them. You do just have to use your fingernail, which is a little bit of a challenge, but once you get them open, they do look pretty darn awesome. Let me see if I can use this little piece right here to open it up, but it is, as I said, a little bit of challenge. There we go. So you can actually open those pieces up, which look pretty darn decent. Really nice sort of tech detail on the inside there. And then, of course, where is that data card? There it is. You can slot that in to the front of R2. It does, as I said, have a little stopper, so it won't go in all the way, but you can have Princess Leia kneeling down and popping that in R2-D2's little eye socket. Now, he does have a couple of doors on the front here, the first of which being on the side there, and then the second of which on the other side. And then, of course, he does have this one right here. This one actually does have the little points where you do plug in the pieces rather than having them magnetize on. They are a little bit stiff in order to get them plugged in, so do be careful when you are installing them, but once you do have them on there, it's totally fine. They're in there really nice and securely, and I do like that. And then, of course, you can attach all the rest of the bits and pieces. As I said, there's probably screen accurate places to put this stuff. I'm not really across every single one of them, but you can do it, as I said, however you like. It's your figure. You can choose how you'd like to display it, and there is a lot of freedom in terms of getting all the bits and pieces to move around. It's a little bit of a challenge when you do have more than one in there, because they are magnetic and they do like to stick to each other, so do be careful. But as you can see, you can start to put together a really loaded R2 in terms of all the accessories, and I really do appreciate that. It's a really nice effect, and something that I don't think they really needed to include. I would have been totally fine with just a few of these bits and pieces on there if they'd just done the sequel Trilogy R2 and just given him a little bit of a lighter paint job and included those lights and sounds. I would have been totally happy, but I'm so glad that Hot Toys went back to the drawing boards and basically gave us an all-new figure. The only thing that I think is reused is the dome and some of the electronics. All the rest of it, I'm pretty sure, is all new. Either way, what we're going to do now is get that sequel Trilogy R2 out here and do a quick side-by-side comparison. Now, quickly, before we move on to the side-by-side comparison, of course, I forgot one of the doors, and it's the one that you actually plug his light into. I still think it's a missed opportunity for them not to include an electronic section that lights this up. I understand why they didn't do it, still would have been nice. Now, he also does come with his restraining bolt, which just magnetizes to any of the magnetic panels on R2 that you can use, as I said, pretty much wherever you like. Either way, let's move on to the comparison. Bringing out the sequel Trilogy R2 to do a quick side-by-side comparison. As you can see, this guy is a little bit more of a shade of ivory than white. As you can see, he's a little bit more yellowed, a little bit more weathered, a little bit more battle-worn. He's been through the Wars at this point, and that's pretty much accurate to the films themselves. I really do like the way this guy looks compared to this one. There's a nice juxtaposition between the two. I don't think I can say that I definitively prefer one over the other. I do like the option of having them both, having a really nice clean look to R2 and also a really dirty, as I said, battle-worn version. I do appreciate it. Now, in terms of reuse, there isn't a lot. The body is pretty much new, the dome is pretty much new, the arms, or I should say the legs, are pretty much the only bits and pieces that have been reused between the two, of course, because of all the opening panels and the opening panels on the dome. It's a real shame this guy doesn't have any of those, because that means you can't use any of the accessories that comes with this guy, with this one right here, aside from, of course, that layer hologram piece, which I do still really like, and I might have displayed. I don't know which one I'm going to display that with, but something that I definitely do want to have in my display. Just wrapping up on the Hot Toys Original Trilogy Deluxe R2. I'm actually really impressed with the improvement Hot Toys made over the original release. I wasn't actually all that excited to get this guy until he arrived and I opened him up and I fell in love. He's so damn awesome. I love all the little bits and pieces you can plug onto him. I love the use of magnets and I love the lights and sounds. This guy, in my opinion, is now the undisputed king of R2-D2 6-scale figures. This is the best one that I own, at least by far. Now, if you do want to pick up your very own R2, he's in stock and up for pre-order right now with Philip Liu from Toys Wonderland HK, and the link for that is down in the description below. So definitely hit him up on his brand new website, which means you can actually choose to pay with PayPal, Apple Pay, or Google Pay, and you can pay in US dollars now, because I know a few people were confused by the Hong Kong dollar price. Either way, as I said, in stock right now. Also check out 6-Scale Network, the brand new awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and participate in giveaways, with one coming up very soon. Also check out Justin and Steph, our brand new second channel. Come along, check out the videos, vlogs, daily videos, behind the scenes stuff, travel videos, and a hell of a lot more. Link down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.